I don't know about you, but I have been obsessed with Alec Baldwin's wife for years, ever since the story broke that she was lying about being from Spain, even though she's born and raised in Boston. Hello, my friend. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the gossip gangsta, the original influencer. And how do you say cucumber?
Ingredients. We have tomatoes. We have how do you say it? Cucumbers. We have red.
You may not know this about me, but I was born and raised in Miami, where I grew up speaking at home exclusively Español. That's right, my first language and all that I spoke to my parents was Spanish. And this is how I sound. Hilary from Boston was born and raised in Massachusetts, spent most of her life there afterwards, and just would go occasionally to Spain. But for years, Alec Baldwin's wife and the mother of his many, many, many children pretended that she was a Spaniard. She even spoke English with an accent from España. And now, if you've not heard, Alec Baldwin, who used to be a respected actor, has slummed it down to the world of reality television. The Baldwins on TLC is set to premiere in just a couple of days, and an extended preview gives us a look at Hilary from Boston addressing head-on the whole Spanish Gate situation. Speaking in a confessional to a producer, she says directly to camera with a straight face, "I love English, and I also love Spanish. And when I mix the two, it doesn't make me inauthentic. And when I mix the two, that makes me normal." I mean, maybe normal if lying is your normal. Mentirosa. Maybe normal if, I'm going to say it, maybe normal if you live in the White House. But she lived in New York City for years before she met Alec Baldwin, and Hilaria pretended that she was a Spaniard from Spain. She would spend summers there and enjoyed visits to Spain, but she never lived in Spain. She was never there for years or more than 1 year. She's transcultural. That's one thing, right? All right, appreciating both cultures, I get it. But she pretended that she was from Spain. And of the whole controversy about her identity, Hilary from Boston is now tripling down. Very Blake Lively of her. Hilaria says, "I'd be lying if I said the controversy didn't make me sad, and it didn't hurt, and it didn't put me in dark places." Wait a minute. Excuse me. I'd be lying if I said the controversy didn't make me sad, and it didn't hurt, and it didn't put me in dark places. Somebody needs to give her a flashlight and a mirror, like pronto. But there is a light at the end of the muy oscuro tunnel. Thanks to her family and friends and her community of polyglots or linguists, maybe not quite polyglots, she just knows two. Thanks to those people, it got her through these muy dark times. Alec's wife says, "It was my family, my friends, my community who speak multiple languages, who have belonged in multiple places and realized that we are a mix of all these different things, and that's going to have an impact on how we sound and an impact on how we articulate things and the words that we choose and our mannerisms." Yeah, but she's not addressing lying about being from Spain. That's normal, she says. That's called being human. And I also appreciate that my children speak more than one language. I applaud her on that. Hilary from Boston says, I'm raising my kids to be bilingual. I was raised bilingual. My family, all my nuclear family, now lives in Spain. I want to teach my kids pride in speaking more than one language. I think just growing up and speaking two languages is extremely special. And it seems like good old Alec isn't a huge fan of Hilaria's acento. In one argument, Baldwin tells her, let's talk slower. You're speaking English in a Spanish cadence, which is always perilous for me. Then he revealed a little nugget of drama. Baldwin tells us that after probably we had our fifth kid, Hilary from Boston began to be a sort of petty family autocrat, calling all the shots. She hooked him with 7 kids. 7 kids that all have Spanish names, because she loves the culture. Yes, I agree. That's your reality of it, she says, sounding American at that moment. Clearly not bemused that he thinks she calls all the shots. I mean, Hilary from Boston is so connected to Spain that when she married Alec, she wore a traditional mantilla, a veil, which she said was a nod to her roots. Not very Boston to wear one of those, mantilla veils. You know what I'm talking about? Like those very lacy things. Think of España. And a reminder, when this controversy first erupted, this is what Hilaria said. I've seen chatter online questioning my identity and culture. This is something I take very seriously, and for those who are asking, I'll reiterate my story, as I've done many times before. Lies. I was born in Boston, and grew up spending time with my family between Massachusetts and Spain. My parents and sibling live in Spain, and I choose to live here in the USA. Then, a while after that, she released another statement. That one said, I've spent the last month listening, reflecting, and asking myself how I can learn and grow. My parents raised my brother and me with 2 cultures, American and Spanish, and I feel a true sense of belonging to both. The way I've spoken about myself and my deep connection to 2 cultures could have been better explained. I should have been more clear, and I'm sorry. I'm proud of the way I was raised, and we're raising our children to share the same love and respect for both. Being vulnerable and pushing ourselves to learn and grow is what we've built our community on. And I hope to get back to the supportive and kind environment we've built together. I mention all of that because she said that years ago, and now we're in 2025, and she has doubled down, backpedaled, and not done much growing, I think. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is one of my most ridiculous videos ever, and I love it. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section. I love you too. Thank you for the support. And will you be watching this? Any interest? None? Some? Will you hate watch? What are you thinking? Let's kiki in the comments.